Hello everyone, today let's talk about Elemental, the latest animation of Pixar and Disney. First we would have a look on a story and then we would talk about the hidden points of animation. But before anything, please tap the subscribe button. Thank you. The story is about an immigrant parents who left their land for a better life in an utopia. In this city, four main elements, fire, water, earth and air, are living together. The father started to make a new life there for his family. He opened a shop and named it Fireplace. He sells needs of fires there, like woods, coal, fuel, and whatever. He has a plan to hand over the shop to his daughter Ember and make himself retire, but only when Ember is ready enough for this responsibility. Meanwhile, something happened that caused Ember meets a water guy named Wade. They fall in love with each other, but
fire and water cannot be together.
They spend time together, but they should be careful to not destroy each other, water, fire. Ember has a great talent in making glass, and even there is a job opportunity for her. Although she is really interested, but she wants to run the shop to not let her father down. I had a very good time with Elemental, and it always happens to me with Pixar movies. When I first saw the trailer, I was like, oh, it's so similar to Inside Out, and still I think it's kind of similar, because we had anger, joy, or I don't know, sad and whatever in Inside Out, and here we have the fire, water, earth and air. It kind of was, I don't know, maybe it's so nonsense, but it was kind of like each other to me. The animation was really great and I really enjoyed it, but some parts were kind of ridiculous for adults. For example, this part. Okay, that's fire and that's water. When they touch each other, something must happen. Okay, anyway, let's go through the hidden things that I told you about. Let's start with A113. A113 is a favorite code for Pixar, which actually it's the code of the class that first animator of Pixar educated and studied there. Pixar loves to show this code in its animations. But in Elemental, he did it in different way. Look at the subway board. There's a AHAL down there. A for A, it's okay, but H, hydrogen, is the first element in periodic table of elements. So it represents as number 1, and then we have Al, aluminium, which is the 13th element in periodic table. And now when we put them together, we see A113. Okay, let's go through the next one. Pixar always shows a little clue about its next animation in its films. For example, in previous animation of Pixar, The Lightyear, there was a glass and there were a picture of Wade and its name on it. And now in Elemental, there's a poster behind the childhood of Wade, which states, join the space club. It refers to the next animation of Pixar, Elio. Elio is a boy who accidentally goes to another planet, and there's a space club over there. Another funny thing in Elemental, there's a sequence that Wade and Ember went to the cinema, and we don't know what are they watching there. But if you look at the poster at the door of the cinema, it states Pride and Prejudice. And it refers to the Pride and Prejudice movie. And if you have watched the Elemental, you will notice there are some similarities in concept with Pride and Prejudice. Let's go through the next one. If you have watched the Elemental, you will notice that fires don't speak English at the beginning of the movie. So what's their language?
Great!
David J. Peterson, an expert linguist, created this language for Elemental. He also created Dothraki language in Game of Thrones. Another funny thing about Elemental, Ember and Wade are not the only lover with different elements. In this scene, we see that a water guy is proposing an earth lady. There are lots of hidden things in this animation. Even the director said the crew added lots of little small hidden points in the animation and I don't know about. If you have watched the Elemental or you are going to watch the Elemental and you find some other little hidden things in this animation, tell me about. The IMDb rate for this animation is 7, Rotten Tomato is 74, and Metacritic is 58. And my rate to Elemental is 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed the animation. It was visually perfect and definitely worth watching. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please tap the subscribe button, then send it to your friends. If there's any question, any mistake, or any suggestion, please let me know. Love you all. See you soon.